Lakini kuna zingine, Mheshimiwa Rais, sema Waswahili, mwiba wa kujidunga hauambiwi pole. Kuna watu kwa serikali yako kazi yao ni kushika handball kila siku.
Edwin Sifuna was born on May 22nd, 1982 in Mumias, a town in Kakamega County, located in western region of Kenya. Raised in a working class family that deeply valued education and public service, Edwin was instilled from a young age with a sense of duty and the importance of learning. His father, Vincent Sifuna, was a civil servant employed by the now defunct Municipal Council, while his mother was a dedicated teacher at Moi Primary School in Bungoma. Growing up as one of 5 children with 2 brothers and 2 sisters, Edwin experienced the challenges and responsibilities of a close-knit household. The principles of discipline, resilience, and public service were central to his upbringing, shaping the foundation for both his professional and political life. Even as a child, Sifuna showed remarkable intellectual curiosity and a natural inclination towards leadership. Those who knew him in his early years often described him as focused and committed, traits that would later define his approach to law and politics. His early life in Mumias, a town known for its sugar industry and vibrant community life, exposed him to the realities of socio-economic struggles, community governance, and the importance of civil engagement. These formative experiences laid the groundwork for his later advocacy on urban issues and governance reforms. Edwin Sifuna's education journey has begun at Kakamega Township Primary School in 1988. Like many children from working class families in Kenya, his early years of schooling were a blend of diligence and aspiration. By 1996, he had transitioned to Musingu High School, where he undertook his secondary education. His years at Musingu High School were marked by academic discipline and extracurricular engagement, which helped him cultivate leadership skills and the ability to communicate effectively, skills that would later become invaluable in his political career. In 1999, Sifuna completed his Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, KCSE, a milestone that enabled him to pursue higher education in one of Kenya's most prestigious fields, law. In 2000, he joined the University of Nairobi to pursue a Bachelor of Laws (LLB) degree, completing the program around 2004. His time at university was not just academically formative. It also exposed him to student politics, debate, and social activism. Following his undergraduate studies, he proceeded to the Kenya School of Law between 2005 and 2006 for postgraduate training, preparing him for admission to the bar. In 2008, after completing all necessary legal requirements, Sifuna was formally admitted to the role of advocate, marking the official start of his professional legal career. Throughout his educational journey, Sifuna demonstrated a strong commitment to personal growth and professional excellence. His academic background in law would later serve as a critical foundation for understanding the intricacies of legislation, governance, and public administration. Beyond the textbooks, Sifuna's time in school also taught him the importance of critical thinking, argumentation, and negotiation, skills he would later employ both in legal practice and in the political arena. Upon admission to the bar in 2008, Edwin Sifuna embarked on a career as a practicing lawyer in Kenya. His work involved a variety of legal matters from litigation to advisory services, allowing him to gain a comprehensive understanding of the Kenya legal system. While specific details about the law firm or organization where he first practiced are not widely documented, Sifuna's early years as a lawyer were crucial in shaping his analytical and advocacy skills. His legal career was marked by attention to detail, meticulous preparation, and the ability to engage persuasively with clients and courts. This experience gave him a strong foundation in governance, regulatory frameworks, and public policy, which would later prove indispensable when navigating Kenya's complex political landscape. Sifuna's training as a lawyer also honed his public speaking and negotiation abilities, tools he would carry into political debates and legislative work. Over time, his reputation as a competent lawyer and disciplined professional contributed to his credibility in political circles, providing a bridge between his legal expertise and political ambitions. Edwin Sifuna's foray into politics was a natural progression from his legal career and civil engagement. He was emerged as a key figure within the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, one of Kenya's major political parties. His role as Secretary General of ODM places him at the heart of the party's administration, strategy, and organizational decision-making. In this capacity, Sifuna has been responsible for coordinating party activities, strategizing for elections, and ensuring cohesion among party members, a task that requires both diplomacy and assertiveness. In 2017, Sifuna made his first attempt to secure the Nairobi senatorial seat, an effort that, while unsuccessful, helped raise his profile within the party and among voters. His persistence paid off in the 2022 general elections when he was elected senator for Nairobi City County, representing the capital city in the Senate. He has actively participated in legislative debates, committee work, and policy discussions, advocating for urban development, youth empowerment, and governance reforms. In addition, he serves as Deputy Minority Whip, coordinating opposition activities in the Senate and ensuring that the party's legislative agenda is effectively communicated and executed. Sifuna is widely recognized for his vocal participation in national debates. He engages on issues ranging from urban housing and infrastructure to youth employment and governance reforms. His approach to politics combines a firm grasp of policy details with a communication style that is both accessible and persuasive. Beyond parliamentary halls, Sifuna's presence of media platforms and public forums underscores his commitment to making political discourse relatable to everyday citizens. Beyond his political and professional life, Edwin Sifuna's personal story reflects stability, family values, and a sense of humor, and resonates with many Kenyans. He is married to Didi Wamkoya, a fellow lawyer specializing in environmental law. The couple met while studying at the University of Nairobi and married around 2015. Didi Wamkoya has had a distinguished career in wildlife law enforcement and environmental advocacy. Her family also has political roots. Her father, Joseph Wamkoya, served as a member of parliament for Matungu constituency. Together, Sifuna and Didi have a daughter whose presence underscores the couple's emphasis on family and education. Sifuna's personality is often described as relatable and light-hearted. In interviews, he has shared humorous stories about his personal life, including anecdotes about how his wife introduced him to collagen messages and other habits he had not previously embraced. He enjoys witty banter, playful storytelling, and finding humor in everyday situations, which humanizes him in the eyes of the public and softens the image of a politician often engaged in serious national debates. These traits allow him to connect with a wide range of people, from grassroots supporters to political colleagues. Despite his accomplishments, Edwin Sifuna's political journey has not been without challenges. As Secretary General of ODM, he has faced internal criticism from party members who accuse him of not fully supporting party strategies or of alleged aligning with rival political camps. In 2025, these tensions escalated, with calls circulating for his removal from party leadership positions. Senior ODM officials intervened and the calls for his ouster were eventually withdrawn, demonstrating the delicate and often contentious dynamics of internal party politics.
Hizo ndo vitu tunataka, agenda tunataka viongozi wetu wanini. Tutaki sahi viongozi wetu ati nani alikula pesa zilishakulwa, si tujui. Tunataka vitu za kuendelea mbele. Wenye vijana wetu wanaweza ingia kwa polisi, vijana wetu wanaweza pata kazi, wasichana wetu wafanye nini, wakuwe employed. But ati sahi mtu sijui alichukua pesa. Wewe sasa hizo akichukua pesa ulikuwa unafanya nini? Hata wewe ungechukua. So sisi sahi tunataka viongozi, tumewapea 24 hours. Kama mwezi heshimu Dr. Oburu, huyo ndo party leader wetu. Kama mwezi heshimu, sisi hakuna kiongozi tutarecognize. Ofisi inafunguliwa tarehe 12. Tumewapea kabla hiyo ofisi funguliwe, muite Central Committee, mtoe Sifuna. Kwa hiyo kiti yako, tuko na watu wawili wanaweza fanya. Watu pia wamesoma. Tuko na Oledamo Leki, tuko na Oledamo Leki, na tuko na governor Baraza ule wa Kakamega. Amepanga Kakamega sahi iko ODM.
Hata wewe umetosha kama hivi. Hata
mimi si nimetosha, hata mimi naitwa Edwin. Ni kusoma tu, kuandikiwa kusoma, najua kusoma. Kitu ya pili nasema, Ososi, ulisema ODM imekufa. Kitu kisha sema imekufa inakusumbua nini? Siwende hiyo DCP ama hiyo chama ya Jubilee. Uache hiyo party yetu imekufa, sisi wenyewe tushikilie. Mudavadi alikufukuza kwa NC juu ya mdomo. Ukakuja hapa hatujamaliza 3 years mshanza mdomo. Kwa hiyo kiti yako eripewe Oledama amipewe Otuoma. Kwa hiyo wacha niite kiongozi wa Nairobi. ODM. Tuko tayari. ODM. Tuko tayari.
Mambo imewaka moto. Na sisi tunaambia viongozi wetu wote wa chama, kabla wiki ijayo Sifuna hajatoka, vijana wa chama ndio watamtoa. Tutamtoa. Arudi atuonyeshe Bungoma County kuna MC wangapi ODM. Hii ilikuwa zoni tu. Jubilee ingesimamisha mtu Margaret Wanjiru anaingia. Huko tutaki kiburi. Tunataka viongozi wetu wa chama mjipange, mtupe mwelekeo, na kitu moja tunaomba, mheshimu party leader Dr.
Odinga. Huyo
Dr. Oburu Oginga, huyo ndo party leader wa ODM. Na Dr. Oburu Oginga tunakwambia, kalia kiti na matako mbili. Usitishiwe, toa order. Usitishiwe. Baba alikuwa anatoanga order. Akitoa order inakuwa implemented na inaenda. So pia wewe toa order hata kesho. Ni Sifuna mbio ni mbio. So Dr. Oburu Oginga, our party leader, tunakuomba kesho toa order, take charge. Sifuna lazima aende. Take charge, Sifuna lazima aizu waita. Wameenda mkutano ya rais, Kilgora sana waita washenzi. Party leader utamutaje ushenzi? Kama utaki wa party leader usiwachane na hiyo chama ya washenzi. Kwa hivyo hii hakuna kubembelezana hii tumeianza wiki ijayo ni fire na ni kufinish kumalo.
It will not be me to wreck Mzee's party. It will not be Sifuna. I made that promise to Mzee and I want to repeat it here. The advice that you've given, Mama, I want to tell you, there is no one in ODM. It doesn't matter how many times, how badly you've insulted me. There is no one in ODM I will not sit down with. The only reason sometimes it spills out, Mom, because we are also human beings, you know. Sometimes mambo inachemkanga na
In the same year, Sifuna publicly apologized for confusion surrounding ODM's messaging on cooperation with the government. This incident highlighted internal leadership disagreements and exposed contrasting perspectives within the party, with critics interpreting it as a weakness in coordination. Additionally, a formal petition was filed by some legislators seeking his removal from leadership roles, alleging he had acted against party consensus.
Through his lawyer, Senator Eddie Oketch has called on the party leadership to suspend Edwin Sifuna from discharging his duties, be whipped or recalled by the party from all parliamentary leadership positions and committees he is serving, as well as commence disciplinary proceedings against the Nairobi Senator. In a letter addressed to ODM chairperson Gladys Wanga, Oketch accuses Sifuna of illegally usurping powers conferred upon party leader by purporting to negotiate for coalitions, indiscipline and dishonesty by publicly denying the party's involvement in broad-based government arrangement, as well as frustrating the party's progress. The Migori senator also accuses Sifuna of a reckless and deliberate sabotage by distributing the party's confidential information contrary to Article 11 of the party's constitution.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in a move aimed at quelling the deepening wrangles in ODM, lawmakers allied to the party have called on its leader Oburu Odinga to urgently convene an internal discussion.
We encourage the party leader to call for an internal spitting session to avoid the ongoing mudfest.
And if we wait a little too late and we are seeing different kinds of escalations as we have mentioned, we don't want to come back here later and talk that and say it's too late.
The legislators have also called on party officials like Sifuna and National Assembly Minority Leader and Suna East MP Junet Mohammed to desist from public war of words which erupted recently between the two over the 2022 general election funds, in which Sifuna accused Junet of allegedly swindling funds meant for agents that had been donated by former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Unless urgent action is taken to stem this emerging and unfortunate incident, 2027 will be rocked by untold violence that is likely to undermine free and fair elections.
The ODM legislators have cautioned that unity and internal dialogue remain critical as ODM navigates leadership succession and future political direction.
The petition was ultimately withdrawn, illustrating the negotiation and compromise inherent in party politics.
Has withdrawn the motion seeking the removal of ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, just hours after moving to have him de-whipped or expelled from the party. The U-turn comes a day after Oketch accused Sifuna of attacking ODM minority leader Junet Mohammed and linking him to Raila Odinga's loss in the 2022 presidential election.
In parts of the letter written by his advocates and addressed to the ODM party chairperson, Senator Eddie Okech says the decision to withdraw the ouster motion was reached after wide consultations with the party leadership, including Dr. Oburu Oginga, and out of the respect for the ideals and the spirit of the party's founding leader, the late Raila Odinga. The letter notes that, despite what it describes as offensive remarks allegedly made by Senator Edwin Sifuna against the party and some of its members, Senator Okech was persuaded by the party leadership to abandon the expulsion bid. This, as Okech also wants the ODM leadership to pursue alternative internal party mechanisms aimed at fostering dialogue and achieving an amicable resolution to the emerging disputes within the party. Senator Okech has now called on the ODM leadership to take firm steps to protect the party and its members from sustained attacks, while also ensuring unity and discipline within the party ranks.
Sifuna has also faced criticism from political opponents. His outspoken positions on government policies, particularly concerning alliances between ODM and the Kenya Kwanza administration, have drawn sharp rebukes. Some opponents accuse him of fueling political polarization, arguing that his public statements were misleading or rogue.
ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna is no stranger to controversy, but his recent outburst against the ODM-UDA pact has triggered one of his biggest political tests yet. Bold, outspoken, and often defiant, Sifuna now finds himself at odds with the very party he helps lead. Is he speaking truth to power or biting the hand that feeds him?
Where's Kim?
Edwin Watenya Sifuna has long stood out as one of ODM's boldest figures.
Are you ready?
Charismatic and combative, the 43-year-old Nairobi Senator has built a reputation for confronting power both within government and his own ranks.
Because this is no place for jokes, Honorable Speaker. We are not here to play games.
That no-nonsense attitude has not spared even fellow ODM leaders now serving in President Ruto's government.
For as long as I remain the Senator of Nairobi, for as long as I remain a senator in this house, and the oath that I took there on the first day that I came to this house, there is not going to be a minister that we are going to, protect or babysit or cover up. It doesn't matter whether they come from ODM or from wherever. They are there to serve the public, and we will call them out, Honorable Speaker, as we have always done. So, Honorable John Mbadi, I will call him by his name.
Even in the presence of President William Ruto himself earlier this year, Sifuna did not pull his punches.
Lakini kuna zingine, Mheshimiwa Rais, msemo wa Swahili, mwiba wa kujidunga hauambiwi pole. Kuna watu kwa serikali yako kazi yao ni kushika handball kila siku.
Wakati unaongea mambo yangu Sifuna, ujue mimi ndio mwanzilishi wa ODM. So naenda pole kidogo. Yes. Sisi ndio tulianza hii kitu.
But Sifuna's defiance has now put him on a political precipice. Sources tell NTV that ODM is considering disciplinary action, possibly even expelling him before October for persistently opposing the ODM-UDA cooperation deal despite being the party's official spokesman.
Kila mtu ana maoni yake, na sisi tunaenda na yale mambo Raila Amolo Odinga na kiongozi kama kiongozi wetu ODM na William Samoei Ruto kama kiongozi wa UDF ambaye uleka mkataba katika ukumbi wa KICC.
When he addresses the press, he could be addressing it as Senator of Nairobi or on his personal capacity. I am sure he was not addressing it as ODM because we did not send him.
Still, ejecting Sifuna from ODM may be easier said than done. In the past, Raila Odinga has defended him publicly.
When Mr. Sifuna speaks, he's speaking on behalf of the party. But then, Mr. Sifuna, saa ingine hapana kwa chungu sana.
And just this past Sunday, Raila doubled down, affirming his personal investment in Sifuna's political journey.
I've nurtured so many people, even in my party, have people like Sifuna and my Secretary General.
Sifuna's political fate now hangs in the balance as ODM heads into a defining period of internal transition.
We are going to conclude party elections next month, and then we're going to have a national delegates convention in October, where we're going to elect the new national leadership of the party.
Locally, he experienced resistance in Kakamega's Ikolomani region, where residents cautioned him against interfering in gold mining disputes, emphasizing the autonomy of local leadership.
Chaos in Ikolomani, 4 dead, dozens arrested. A gold mine worth nearly 700 billion Kenyan shilling has become the epicenter of a deadly confrontation, one that is now pulling the country's top political figures into the eye of the storm.
Wale waliopatikana na uhalifu waweze kushtakiwa, lakini kuna watu ambao hawakuwa walikamatwa bila kuwa na hatia yoyote. Wengi wameumia pale kwenye cell.
Wanataka utaratibu wa serikali na watu wa shamba wakuje wawaelezee wanataka haji na utaratibu ni nini. Lazima kuwe na njia mwafaka na kusema kwamba hii ndio ndakana ifanyike na hii ndio tutafanya tufuate, sababu watu hawezi kuja hamishwa na watu wenye hatujui, na watu hawezi kuja kupikwa na watu wenye hatujui paka na bunduki na risasi watu.
Just 24 hours later in Kakamega County, the Luhya Elders Forum, a council that rarely flexes into cultural muscle, summoned 2 ODM heavyweights, Edwin Sifuna and Godfrey Osotsi, demanding answers on sugar, gold, and even a proposed nuclear plant. This is not just a political warning shot, it is a declaration of a community push to the brink.
The gold mine which they are talking about in Shinyal, in Ikolomani, and that is not just Ikolomani because it goes up to Vihiga also. People are being beaten, some people have lost life because they are asking, what's happening? Nobody consulted them. Nobody asked them or told them what they were going to do. There's a lot of gold under their land. The land belongs to them. Somebody should talk to them. And we are going to spearhead those discussions.
Inside the Kakamega Hotel behind closed doors, 76 elders drawn from across all 38 Luhya constituency confronted Sifuna and Osotsi with blunt and compromising questions. Why are local sugar mills being privatized in secrecy? Why are gold-rich communities being sidelined with foreign firms cash in? And why is a nuclear plant being planned in Siaya without Western Kenya's consent? This was not a courtesy call, it was a cultural intervention backed by raw grassroots anger.
These consultations are important even as we represent our people. We have now seen what the community's position on the sugar industry is, on the question of gold mining and public participation in Ikolomani, and also the concerns the community has raised around the project in Siaya on the nuclear plant, because we are all in the neighborhood of that particular project. And you will hear us in our various platforms articulating those positions. So,
Patrick Wangamati, Noah Wekesa, Fred Omido, Peter Ludava, names that carry weight in Mulembe politics. Their message: you do not just hold political office, you are custodians of the Mulembe nation. Sifuna later admitted the elders expressed deep disquiet. Osotsi, arriving straight from the Senate duties, promised immediate parliamentary action, but the mood was unmistakable. Western Kenya feels ignored, sidelined, and increasingly betrayed on decisions that shape their land, health, and future.
These 2 senators that are here, we invited them, but we are going to spread right across the nation to make sure that Luhya unity is a reality. You are aware that in some communities, the elders even suggest who should be member of parliament, who should be a governor. At least I know Northeastern very well. I've worked with my colleagues there. Elders have been known to say wewe hutasimama mwaka huu.
Barely 12 hours earlier, Ikolomani had erupted. A public participation forum at a Musali primary school collapsed into violence after angry residents blocked NEM officials and Shanta Gold representatives from entering. Hii ni dhahabu yetu, si wazungu. The chants were loud, charged, and rooted in decades of exploitation. 4 people were shot dead, over 60 arrested. Artisanal miners, the lifeline of thousands, say they are being pushed out of ancestral land to make way for a multinational that will mine gold they claim is theirs by right, by history, by survival.
Mambo kuhusu gold nini na nini, mababu zetu tukufanya succession na tuko wengi. Sasa neema na mambo ya gold wakirudi chini alafu tukae.
Kama kijana wa hapa ningependa hiyo process kwanza isimamishwe kidogo. Hawa wamama wameketi, wazee, vijana wahusishwe kwa waziwazi.
According to the Environmental Impact Assessment Report, 1.27 million ounces of high-grade gold, 683 billion Kenyan shilling in projected value, equivalent to 4.1% of Kenya's GDP. But here is the twist. Residents say Shanta has been secretly mining during exploration, funneling wealth out of their villages while delivering nothing to locals. The Kenyan Human Rights Commission calls the EIA violent, flawed, and illegitimate. Political leaders are furious. Boni Halwale dismissed eviction plans and demanded a 50-50 revenue split. Deputy Governor Sabula called Shanta's compensation plan an insult. Even Ikolomani Member of Parliament Bernard Shinali, once a supporter, now threatens legal action. This is no longer a mining dispute. It is a boiling political revolt.
Sisi tunataka maisha yetu ya kawaida iendelee kwa sababu tutakula nini? Wale NEMA na wale Shanda, shule yangu mimi sitarudi kwa mfuko. Kama si mkutano yenu, shule yangu haingeharibika. Nataka hiyo shule Januari rudi vile ilikuwa, watoto waingie kwa shule. La sivyo mimi napeleka nyinyi kotini.
The eldest concern wasn't just gold. The proposed nuclear plant in Siaya has ignited panic across the Lake Victoria basin. Radiation does not respect tribal boundaries, the elders warned. To them, the project reeks at the same pattern: mega projects, minimal consultation, maximum risk to communities already burdened with economic and environmental uncertainty. For ODM, this is a delicate moment. Sifuna, the party's Secretary General, is walking a political tightrope between national politics and regional loyalty.
Hii shamba ni ya mababu, babu zetu ndio walituachia. Ile gold yenye iko chini pale ndio tunakula kidogo kidogo. Hiyo iko kama storage yetu ya hapa Ikolomani. Tunakula kidogo kidogo.
Hatuna makazi, tumekomboa nyumba. Hii kazi ndio inatusaidia kwa ajili ya kulipa hata nyumba, tunategemewa na watoto.
Osotsi faces a Senate eager for investment and a constituency ready to revolt. Both pledged to push the agenda at the highest level, but the elders' message landed like a political ultimatum: represent us or lose us. Parliamentary motions are already being drafted. NEMA is under pressure to freeze approvals. Shanta Gold raised a full shutdown, and the Luya Elders Forum is signaling it won't be silent again. The next few weeks will determine whether Western Kenya's voice become a national force or whether this confrontation marks the beginning of a deeper regional rebellion. Because in Ikolomani, the gold rush is no longer about mineral wealth. It is about identity. It is about land. It is about justice. It is about a community declaring enough is enough.
In early 2025, Sifuna faced an unusual setback when he was reportedly denied entry into Angola despite an invitation from the opposition political party there. The incident received intensive coverage in Kenyan media, underscoring the challenges politicians faced in building regional and international networks.
On Tuesday, Your Excellency, we went to condole with our sister at her house in Nyari. And those who were present then know that I had excused myself. Nilikuwa nimewaambia kuwa sitakuwa katika hii hafla. Nilikuwa nimeitwa pamoja na viongozi wengine wa vyama tofauti tofauti katika bara letu la Afrika na kiongozi wa chama cha UNITA ambacho ndio chama kikuu cha upinzani kule Angola kwa ajili ya mkutano kule Luanda. Lakini Your Excellency, tulipofika pale kwenye airport, sisi sote wakiwemo marafiki zetu wa Tanzania, Uganda, viongozi mbalimbali, tulifurushwa kutoka mji wa Luanda. Na ndio maana niko hapa Mheshimiwa Montet. Kuna wengine walikuwa wananikejeli, wanasema nilikuwa nimesema naenda Luanda, kumbe ni hii ya Vihiga ya kina Osozi. So ya Mungu ni mengi imenipelekea kwamba niweze kujumuika na nyinyi hapa.
Collectively, these controversies reflect the high stakes of contentious nature of leadership within both his party and Kenya's broader political landscape. Edwin Sifuna is a highly visible figure in Kenya politics, and his actions are closely followed on social media, in the press, and in public discourse. Admirers praise his legislative engagement, advocacy for urban development, and attention to youth issues. He is widely regarded as articulate, intelligent, and capable of balancing serious policy with a fashionable public image. However, Sifuna is also subject to scrutiny and debate. Some critics question his loyalty to party directives, his alignment on key political alliance. Despite this, he has cultivated a public persona that blends policy competence with humor and relatability, making him a dynamic presence both in the Senate and among the public. His ability to communicate complex issues in accessible terms has reinforced his reputation as an influential voice in Kenya's political scene. From his early life in Kakamega to his current role in Nairobi Senator chamber, Edwin Sifuna's journey illustrates the power of education, determination, and civil engagement. As a lawyer turned politician, he has successfully merged professional expertise with public service, creating a platform to advocate for governance reforms, youth empowerment, and urban development. Sifuna's story resonates particularly with young Kenyans who aspired to make a difference through education and public service. His life demonstrates that humble beginnings need not limit ambition, and that persistence, strategic thinking, and effective communication can create opportunities for meaningful influence in society. In both legal practice and political leadership, Sifuna exemplifies the potential of professional skills applied in service to the public good. While he continues to navigate controversies, political rivalries, and the complex dynamics of party leadership, Edwin Sifuna remains a prominent voice in Kenya's political landscape. His impact extends beyond legislation. It encompasses the inspiration he provides to emerging leaders and the visibility he brings to issues affecting Nairobi residents, youth, and governance reforms nationwide. In sum, Edwin Sifuna's life is a testament to dedication, education, and resilience. From Kakamega Township to the Senate, his trajectory underscores the importance of combining professional excellence with civil responsibility. Through his legal acumen, political activism, and relatable personality, Sifuna has carved out a space as a significant, enduring figure in Kenya politics, shaping policy and inspiring future generations to pursue public service with passion and integrity.